Okay, so here's the situation. We want to restore headlight on my wife's Hyundai i10, and it's the same formula no matter what car you're driving, as long as they have these plastic lenses. So here are the things that we need. We need the masking tape. We're going to use this to remove the film on the lens, and then once the film is removed, even though 3M has a good product here, it does not leave the lens protected. So after that, we're going to add a UV protection from this kit here, which is actually overkill. It has more stuff in there than what we need for that, but it was the cheapest solution. So that's what we're going with. So these are the basic things, plus of course the power unit, our drill. So we're going to start by unboxing the 3M product. We'll read the instructions and then go to work. Okay, so unboxing the 3M. Basically, you have these two corners here. You just pop them open. You have the content sheet, which we don't need. And then Headlight Solutions. Everything is here that we need from 3M. We're going to open it up completely. We have the rubbing compound they mentioned here, and underneath this we have a pad that we're going to use. It has several pieces of sandpaper, as we can see, plus the buffing here for when we're using the rubbing compound. So we're going to look at the instructions now. So following the instructions, it gives you what the kit includes, and then you must supply. So a standard household drill, 3M automotive masking tape, and 3M microfiber detail cloth. That we can probably get away with. Spray bottle and water. Okay, so those are the things that we need to supply. And then it mentions here, large or hard to sand lenses may require more than one kit. Well, what we have here today is not so bad, so we shouldn't need more than just the one kit. So let's go to preparing. So clean the lens with soap and water. Protect trim and painted surfaces around the headlight lens with the masking tape. We're going to put that on. 2 layers are recommended, so we'll do that. And any chipped or peeling paint, don't do it. Okay, so, and then with power disconnected, mount the disc. We're going to do that in a minute. Okay, so we can see the condition of the old lens. We can see this film on it here. Actually, the driver's side lens is even worse than this one. We're going to start with this one here. Now, just to reduce the amount of car that I have to mask, I've opened the hood because the hood actually comes right up against the light. So that just reduces the amount of masking tape I have to put on. So we're going to mask around here. But before we do that, we're going to do a little cleaning here, including getting rid of some bugs. So we use a fine cloth and just plain water. This is plain water. I know it says optical outlet, but it was empty and I just filled it with water. Because the dust actually serves as a grit too. So we don't want the dust throwing off our grit. We have the 3M tape. Alright, it is now locked in place. And they say use the P500 pad. So we're going to put the P500 right here on the pad holder. Alright, and now we're just going to buff the light. So now we're just going to wipe the lens off here. If we see any yellowing, then we need to redo that surface. Actually, there was no yellowing here. There is some on the other one. So we might have gotten away with not using the first 500 grit. But I just wanted to follow everything exactly the way it says in the book. Okay, so we have a frosty look here. I do have a bit of a shine here, so we're going to redo that part there to make sure that everything is done according to oil. So when sanding, we want to make sure that we're perpendicular to every surface. So when we go over here, we have to change the angle of the drill so that we're perpendicular to it. Okay, so at this point we need to remove the 500 grit paper. We're going to replace it with the 800 grit paper. This is a critical part of the operation. We're going to take off the 800, we're going to put on the 3000 grit. The 3000 grit is wet sand. We're going to moisten the sander, we're going to moisten the lens. The water helps to keep the emery cloth clean, and it also keeps the sludge away from it. Now we've taken off the emery cloth and we're putting on the applicator. The applicator, on that we will use the rubbing compound, and once we just snip the corner of the packet here. Then we will apply about a dime size, well, maybe a large dime size amount on the applicator. Then the next thing we have to do is spread some of this on the lens. Spread it over the lens first before we start to buff. When we wipe this off, we should have a nice shiny or clean surface, and if not, then we just use the compound again, the rubbing compound again, and just go over it a little bit until we have a nice uniform finish. So I see one little spot that I want to redo, so I just put a tiny bit of compound on, spread it around in the area that I want to work on, and then go to it. There you have it, a nice clean lens. So those are the ends of the steps for the 3M. We're done with the 3M. Now let's go on to the next step. So here's the next step. This is UV block. Headlight restorations, restore, maintain, protect from Sylvania. Protects from sun damage. So start with a clean dry headlight. We have that now, it's very clean. Apply surface activator. What it does, activates the surface, prepare the surface in two ways. Removes yellow staining, and it softens the degraded original UV clear coat that still may be on the headlight lens. Not really necessary because we've taken all that off, but I'm going to do it anyway. Apply 10 pump sprays of surface activator onto each headlight lens as uniformly as possible. This liquid, let it sit on the lens for about 30 seconds, wash completely with water. So this is the surface activator. Okay, let it stand for 30 seconds. And back to our regular water. second coat just in case. Now you'll notice that this also cleared up the lens even just a hair more than what we had done with the 3M, which is okay, we don't mind that. Okay, they gave all sorts of sanding instructions here. We don't need to follow that because we've already sanded it. We go straight to this procedure here. The instructions state that there would be a plastic or vinyl glove of some sort included with the package. Unfortunately, mine didn't. I guess they forgot to pack it. And I don't have any, so I'm going to have to use some plastic bags to protect my hands. Beyond that, the instructions say, tear off one of the blue applicator towels and fold it in half 3 times. The folded edge will be your coating applicator. Put the vinyl glove on your hand, which I don't have. Thoroughly soak the entire folded edge of the blue towel with UV block clear coat until the liquid extends 1/2 inch from the folded edge. The thicker the coating, the better. Take care to thoroughly soak the entire folded edge of the blue applicator and to re-soak often to ensure uniform thickness across the headlight surface. Starting in one of the upper corners of the headlight lens, wipe the moistened edge of the towel across the lens from side to side in a smooth and continuous motion using medium pressure. Working from the top down, repeat the same motion, slightly overlapping the previous stroke. Re-moisten the towel edge with the UV block clear coat often to ensure a thick application. For best results, move in a continuous motion across the headlight lens on each stroke, applying only once, and do not repeat or reapply to treated areas. If you missed a spot, then quickly reapply only to that area. So this edge is our applicator. It says moisten thoroughly. It's within 1/2 inch from the edge. All right. Re-moistening. There, my friend, is your finished product. We go back to the passenger side, remove the tape, and let's do a comparison of what we have now and what we started with. Hi. If you enjoyed what you saw in that video, then please click the subscribe button over here. Yeah, that one. Click the subscribe button, please. And whenever I put a video up, you will find out about it. Please.